So I'd like to introduce you to AFK90 Crossout. Now, this is a player that actually, I know, here's the thing, I've said before, I don't like using smaller maps because smaller maps you tend to be able to hear things from a distance and you kind of know how it works and you're like, oh, it's a small map, he's going to be able to hear things from all around. I do believe I've shown Alaska before on this map, or on this, or at least in this configuration. And I'll show this guy's record real quick while we're kind of waiting for this. So he's not extremely good for what it is. In the XM or in the HSTVL, I believe he's like even. Yeah, he's 197 to 198 with 3 air kills. So yeah, see him snap to things. So yes, you could probably hear that guy over there, but in stuff crossing over makes perfect sense. I get that. There's nothing part of that is like, okay, well, that's suspicious. Upcoming in a sec is when it becomes a real problem, and I'm going to speed this up when you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this was a player that was once again brought up, and I was like, well, his behavior isn't that bad. It doesn't look super suspicious. I've been kind of investigating people all night, and I wanted to figure out, you know, if it was going on with this. He sends up his drone, and he never looks in it. So, cool, he sends up his drone, but I don't know how that would help you unless you're looking in it, you know, for any real reason. He never looks into it after that point. Now, this first shot makes a lot of sense. He sees the first initial shadow of him, shoots him in the side. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the PSO. He's scouted right here. So, if you know anything about scouting, scouting doesn't give you a direct center point in the map. This guy is looking at this guy directly through smoke and shoots at him twice while the guy was moving in smoke. He's also now looking at this player over here, which he might be able to hear, but you, once again, don't stare directly center mass at a target who is behind a wall, and you notice him move there. He moved and followed it. Now he's looking at these guys through the walls. So, yep. Once again, we have a player who is ultimately gonna cheat at this here. Granted, he's farming spawn, which at this point is just kind of a brain dead thing. None of a no-brainer in this case situation, but yeah, I saw this replay and I was just like, well, I'm gonna show this because this is a player who is blatantly cheating at this BR and is a complete scumbag because he's shooting multiple people through smoke and doing basically what we've seen before. But also, as we've seen before, he's cheating on an account that is not very good, so possibly stolen, I guess, maybe. And this is also like the only time I've seen him like actually aim at a target. So I'm seeing a lot of these players, which I assume, so there's a lot of accounts that I've seen that are sort of brand new accounts that I've seen brought up that are, I feel bad for this guy. That AA should not be 11-3. I can't believe it puts the thing up to 11-3. This is why I don't play high tier anymore, because Gaijin's balancing decisions are absolutely stupid. This is why top tier, for some reason, still was only 11-7 and should be 12-7, like with all the other aircraft. But you see he's scouting people through walls. He's looking directly at these guys that are way over here. I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be fairly obvious. But the funny thing is, you notice this player is knowledgeable of where ammo is, yet he's cheating in that same regard. So he's staring at the LVKB through the wall, and yeah, you scout things through walls, but with how much noise is going on around this character, you can't even hear that LVKB ahead of us. So yeah, I saw this guy, and I was just like, that is absolutely absurd that he is doing what he's doing. And he's gonna get a nuke in this match, and of course I'm not gonna show it because, you know, people like this who cheat don't deserve nukes in their matches because they are absolute losers. So he gets 11 kills, 8 assists, and he's going to go hide here, and he's going to go drop his nuke. But I am going to leave this here because I hate dealing with players that are this blatant. So he did a basically 5-minute nuke, ultimately using cheats. And unfortunately, no one in chat says anything because people just assume that they're not cheating. Unfortunately, that's just the case of what it is. So, as always, I hope you have the rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. Have a good one.